Hey guys, Marsing in here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, yep, the time has finally come. The final test, although this one is probably a very easy one, which gives away my thoughts on the entire theme of this video, I'm sure. But the final test before the anniversary for your stones is arriving. At the time of this video going up, the banner for physical LR, Goku and Piccolo is going to release in 12 hours. This is the final banner, like a summonable banner you can spend stones on, that is going to release before the anniversary. I mean, they bring out the ticket banner. I don't think there is a stone version of it. And then I guess technically that 300 stone, like 3 LRs guaranteed banner technically comes out at the start of the anniversary as well. But that's part of the anniversary, so it still counts. You guys know what I mean. So, physical LR, Goku and Piccolo are releasing. This is exactly as we expected. This is the time slot that LR, Tapion and Minosha released in last year. And so we are basically like 2 weeks away from the countdown and the proper beginnings of the anniversary. So I thought personally that releasing them in this time slot is very strange. I feel like there's a ton of people who won't summon for this unit who maybe would have summoned for them if they didn't come out before the anniversary. And we'll go into all the details why, obviously, as we talk about the unit. But to be fair, in that video where I talked about them briefly the last time, I did see quite a few people in the comment section who were kind of hyped to summon for this unit. So who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe we'll see some on the friends list. Who knows? So we'll go ahead and jump in and look at the actual card itself. So obviously once you've got them awakened to LR, this is the Goku and Piccolo. Saiyan Saga or Battle of Wits, 4 key and 150 to stats. Now this means obviously for global, this is introducing the Saiyan Saga category. Because the Saiyan Saga category was introduced with Raditz on JP, and then this was the Part 2 LR for his celebration. So this means that Global is now getting the Saiyan Saga category early. However, the problem with that, as I did mention in a previous video, a lot of the better units on this team come from the Raditz celebration. Like, Raditz has the proper leader skill and gives a lot of the units a 200% lead, even though he's maybe not that great. Nappa is a really good unit for the team. He's obviously not out yet because he's the side banner unit. So you're going to be running these guys as the leader. And then when we look at the LRs... I mean, the only ones on here that aren't super outdated, I guess, are the physical ones. I mean, Krillin is, I guess, a little bit, but can still be good for, like, World Tournament and Super Battle Road. But then Kaioken Goku and Great Ape Vegeta don't come out until the Part 2 LR banner of the anniversary. So then when we go down, I mean, look at the TURs that are in this category. I mean, Tech Raditz is okay. The Easy A Great Ape Raditz is actually pretty good. But, like... Look at these units. Like, even on JP, this category is not great. And we are missing a couple of the better units from the team. So, I know there's a lot of Saiyan Saga fans out there. But, as it is when it comes to Global tomorrow, the category just ain't it, basically. So, but the LR is very good. They infinitely stack attack on their 12 key super. They greatly raise defense for 1 turn on their 12 key super. Now, they get decent start of turn stats. They also get an extra 200% defense when HP is 50% or more. Ki plus 5, plus an additional attack 90% and guards all attacks for 5 turns from the start of the turn. So for something like Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road, turn 1, when you're on full HP, they're getting this 200% extra defense. They get the attack buff and they guard. So you put them in slot 1. They do greatly raise defense on their super, which makes them even better defensively after supering. But this unit is what a lot of people have been crying out for lately after some of the big Dokkan Fest exclusive releases that we've had over the last couple of months, where this is actually a really, really good slot 1 unit. So they also launch an additional super within the same turn after receiving an attack as the first attacker, which is basically where you want to put them anyway. And so what that means is they get that guaranteed additional 12 key super, which is infinitely stacking their attack. So they're obviously going to get more powerful as they go on, whilst you're still able to use their 18 key super to raise their defense for the 1 turn. That does also tie into this last part of their passive, which is they get an additional 30% attack when doing the ultra super, and they get an additional 70% attack when you're using the active skill or when key is 24. So even on like turn 1, if you can get them 24 key in slot 1, they get a huge amount of attack buffs. If they're getting hit, they then get the guaranteed additional 12 key super. Like, they can absolutely destroy enemies in Super Battle Road. And even in harder content, like within those first 5 turns, they're just an absolute beast in slot 1. Now, Their active skill is the exchange into Piccolo by doing the special beam cannon, greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and it disables the enemy action. So this is Global getting an anniversary mechanic early again. This has happened multiple times in the past. Kid Goku released and had an active skill before the 4-year Super Saiyan 4s. UI Goku got his awakening on Global and had a transformation before the 3-year, I think. So they've done this a few times in the past, but yeah, this unit has the disables enemy action, which means the first attack coming up in the turn after you've done this ability is removed. This is obviously from the anniversary LRs, which is pretty cool. And then you exchange with Piccolo. It can be activated after you've received 7 or more attacks, so obviously being a slot 1 unit, pretty easy, or when HP is 50% or less starting from the 4th turn. So even if they haven't received that many attacks, if you're on turn 4, below 50% HP, you can exchange. Now, bear in mind everything we've said. Like, they can build up their attack, they can get a bunch of bonus defense based on their HP, they guard for the first few turns. This is the weirdest part about the unit, and what I saw most of the JP player base complaining about is, now when we exchange into Piccolo, he infinitely raises defense on his 12 key, but bear in mind, of course, you're already going to be a little bit further into the event at this point, when you're then going to start stacking defense. His 12 key massively raises attack for 1 turn, does make a colossal. He recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn, and then he gets key plus 3, attack and defense 100%, an additional key 3 and defense 100% with 3 key spheres obtained, then an additional attack 100% when performing an ultra super, and if HP is 50% or more when performing an ultra super attack, he gets an additional attack 50%, disables the attacked enemy's action once within the turn when key is 24. So one of the things you can really see here, apart from getting 100% extra defense from 3 key spheres, he is missing a huge amount of defense from the pre-transformed state. And he also does not have any way in his passive here to get any sort of guaranteed additional super, which is then the thing that is going to be raising his defense compared to the pre-transformed 18 key, which I do quite like. When a LR has a more defensive 18 key, but then a 12 key that can stack up their abilities, be it attack or defense, then when that unit has some sort of built-in ability to get additionals, that combination obviously works really, really well. Whereas Piccolo does not have that. So I've seen a lot of people saying on JP, even when the guard runs out, like after 5 turns, the unit is just a bit better as Goku, or Goku and Piccolo, as opposed to just Piccolo by himself. So the unit is interesting. The links are obviously interesting because they're an exchange unit. Technically, that does mean that... Well, actually, no, they're not. They're joined forces to start. So, of course, that means their links are weird. So, in fire, shocking speed, tough as nails, experience fire, solid support, fierce battle, legendary power. They're on joined forces, final trump card, all out struggle, battle of wits, connected hope, and Saiyan saga. So, I guess it wouldn't make sense for the super attack animations and just the theme of that original fight, but this is one of those cards that probably would have benefited from being a Goku that then exchanges into Piccolo, because then he'd be on pure Saiyans and various other categories. But all in all, the unit is definitely good. I still see people putting them pretty highly in the tier list for summonable LRs, but yeah, I don't know. At this point in time on the landscape for Global, this is just the weirdest time to release a unit that's only going to be good on a couple of teams. Because let's take a look at the banner. So this is the banner as it appeared on JP. I believe this was the first one that they got that had this new structure that we have now seen on Global, where we have 3 featured LRs and only, was it 10 featured SSRs in total, which compared to previous legendary summon banners is pretty good. But as usual with LR banners, some of the units on here you're probably not really going to want to pull. The Nail and like these Piccolos, even this guy being as new as he is, are not particularly good, although we're still awaiting easy A's for them. This Goku and Vegeta, their easy A's are pretty good. These guys are still kind of dead in the water. And then the other 2 LRs. So Int, LR, Goku and Piccolo, they are technically the best link partner for the other Goku and Piccolo. Funny that, right? And they're on a couple of teams together. Joined forces, obviously. Is that it? Wait, full power, saviors and movie heroes. Yeah. Whew, yikes. I didn't even realise that. So, yeah, they're on one team together, which is joined forces. And when do you really run joined forces? Yikes. So, yeah, I mean, they'll work quite well together. The LR, Goku and Piccolo is still fairly decent, and the new one makes a good slot 1 unit, but... Yeah, I mean, I pulled this unit for the first time recently, and I link leveled them because, you know, they're a summonable LR, but I have never and probably will never use them unless they're required for some sort of category mission or something. But then we do have LR Turles. Now, this one is an interesting spot for Global because the data download did not confirm we're getting AGL Turles as EZA, but somebody did point out in the comments of the video that I did the other day that the AGL Tapion EZA apparently wasn't in the data download last year, but then when the news came out, it did actually show that he was getting his EZA. Now, when this video comes out, I said this is about 12 hours before the banner's going to drop. It's going to be about 5.5 hours before we get the news update that will actually show all of the Part 2 info. So if the Turles EZA is in there, then obviously this guy's going to get a massive boost. I mean, I know he's not the best. I'm not saying that in terms of, you know, I think this because of his performance, but he's probably still my favourite yellow coin LR. I've always kind of liked Turles, even though he is just Goku clone for no reason. I'm pretty sure, didn't they say in the Turles movie, I don't know if it's like a bad translation, but him saying that like basically all low class warrior Saiyans all kind of look the same, which is trying to excuse why Goku and Bardock look the same and why Turles looks the same as them. And obviously, we've very much moved on from that point in official Dragon Ball backstory and everything. But I've always thought Turles was pretty cool. His animations are great. I think the 18 key, his active skill, like I really love this LR. It's a shame that he is Turles and his crew, so he doesn't get to be on Pure Saiyans. But he is a very, very good unit. And with the EZA for AGL Turles, he just becomes much, much better. He's still not the best defensively, which is why I say I don't think he's the best yellow coin LR, but he's definitely one of my favourites. Now, for me, I don't actually need to pull any more copies of him, but him being on the banner is definitely pretty good. So I can see the banner not changing at all. The only other thing to factor in, and this was not confirmed in the data download either, so it'll be interesting to see, is whether or not this banner is going to have a ticket pack that you can buy from the Pilaf Trove, because pretty much every recent banner for Global has had one. So I'd be quite surprised, if I'm honest, if this one doesn't. And I feel like a lot of people, especially if you're a spending player, unless you really want to summon for this unit, you're probably going to be in the same boat as myself, which is I will pick up the ticket pack, I will use it, and who knows, maybe I'll get lucky. But other than that, I'll probably pick up the sale stones that come with this banner and then just add those to the anniversary fund. So I do think, I didn't say this at the beginning, but I always say in these summon or skip videos, obviously if you're a whale or you just really like the unit, you're going to summon regardless. But this is one of those ones where I really feel like this is such a huge skip for almost everyone. Like, the unit is good, but you're not going to use them on a ton of teams. The Saiyan Saga, as it's being released now, kind of sucks. And we are literally like 2 weeks away from the anniversary. So summoning on this banner just seems like such an odd choice outside of like buying the ticket pack if you're somebody who spends money. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, I know some people have already said they are interested in summoning for him, but I do genuinely feel like this is probably one of the biggest skips. Out of everything we've had release before the anniversary that you could consider bait to get you to spend your stones, I mean, most of the other things have been like 200% leaders, who are obviously very good and very like meta changing. Or, you know, the Dual Dokkan Fest for Goku and Kid Buu, who are two of the best TURs. Like, so they were actually considerably good bait. But this, in terms of like bait to get some stones out of you right before the anniversary, this one's just not it. Like, some people will summon, I'm sure, but if you really are on the fence, like if you're not straight away in your mind, you're like, I love this unit, I'm gonna summon for them. If you're even somewhat like unsure, just don't summon for them. They're a yellow coin LR, they'll be back. Like, you never know, you might pull them during the anniversary if you summon a bunch on the Part 2 LR banner. Like, there's just not a huge incentive to summon for them right now. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. But like I say, I feel like this is the easiest skip before the anniversary for global players. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.